Welcome, One Crack News. Welcome to my home. Welcome to everybody out there who's never been here. Everybody is more than welcome to be here. Now, here's the news. My good compadres. There's a very interesting clip that was shown detailing some of the events that transpired on the show Gills Arena. Most of you have sent me the clips. I don't watch the show. I'm not really interested. Sorry, I'm just not. It's not the kind of show that I like. I like shows that's real. And this is mostly all propaganda. And it's like watching a magic show when someone has told you all the magic tricks. And it's like, do you really want to see the show after that? So it kind of takes the flavor away when I know it's just gimmicks. To me, for the outside world who don't know, they might say, oh, man, it's some real beef going on. It's no real beef going on. But here's the thing. Sometimes even in rehearsals or even if something is fake, as Gills Arena is, you're going to hit some emotional points when things get real. And people's emotions, especially when you're dealing with super sensitive individuals, something's going to happen. And it's going to take the show from a standpoint from being one way to another way real fast. Oh yeah, the locker room did it, and they sent the clip over. I don't know. Can I share the clip here? Let's see. I think that I could share clips now. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at what the locker room put together.
Yeah, you trying to get the best of me, and it's man shit at that point, right? I'm not gonna back down and deviate as a man first and foremost. I got pride, and I got to go look at myself in the mirror. So,
what was the part last year?
What you talking about?
When he was in Houston?
He had it.
Did he?
That's what I'm saying.
Why not? He don't deviate.
He take his L's.
He don't deviate.
He take his L's.
Where's this interview from the last time we heard about him in Memphis?
So you talking about
2 years in Houston when LeBron played.
So like I said, you want to talk
when
about
LeBron had 25, 13, and 9 last year against him, and he had 5. He walked out of the meeting. He ain't won a ball. See, that's the
pride he's talking about.
I don't know what he did.
LeBron has more points. So Gil. LeBron has more
25,
points.
13, and 9.
LeBron has more points than everybody in the history of playing fucking basketball.
Last year.
Yes.
Last year.
Listen, LeBron has more points than anybody in the history of playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, cool. That does not mean that Dylan Brooks don't show up to compete, bro. You're trying to take his competitive nature away because you're talking about fucking points.
I don't know about.
I don't want to give fucking points. Hold on.
Now, see, Kenyon Martin has an approach similar to me and anybody else. We don't care about points. I don't care. Like, how many people sitting here know how many points Michael Jordan has? Do anybody sit around saying, man, Michael Jordan got this many points? Nobody does that, right? You know why? They don't care. They don't sit around and say how many assists or steals or rebounds Michael Jordan has at the end of his career. You know why? They don't care. It's about the impact on what he did on the court. It's not about how many points. Michael Jordan is not number one in any of those categories, but they would still say Michael Jordan is the greatest, right? So the points don't mean anything. They only do that to try to elevate LeBron because he isn't the article. He isn't a GOAT. He isn't. So you got to try to use statistics to try to make him that. And it's not working.
Wait. I don't give a fuck how many points a nigga had, man. Wait, so if he tried to stop somebody, that man bust his ass. Cool, it happened. When we went to go do this, he was gone. Cool.
See, Gil is once again trying to fool the masses and basically you guys by being actually, a delusional kiss ass like he normally is. And he's following that same notion all the way around. Right. If we repeat it enough, people will believe it. When the lie becomes legend, they will print the legend, not the truth. Right? It's the Paul Revere, Ishmael Bishop story all over again. Ishmael Bishop rolled around everywhere talking about the British is coming, the British is coming. Paul Revere rolled like about 24 miles saying the British is coming. Ishmael Bishop rode his horse miles and miles, bareback, to tell everybody the British is coming, the British is coming, the British is coming. So, what's up, KB? So, the thing is, he's trying to be the corporate guy with Kenyon Martin because Kenyon and Swaggy P situation, well, I mean, not Swaggy P, but Draymond Green situation highlighted Kenyon Martin and not Gil. Gil ain't getting the attention. Kenyon Martin been getting all the attention. So Kenyon been blowing up on the show. And he blew up off of the show. Because when he did that, it was on his own social media thing. See, when he did that whole make the list and they tried to act like they wasn't going to cover it on the show, Gil didn't want to get in the middle of it because this going to mess up his business relationship that he trying to have with Draymond Green. So he don't want to mess with that LeBron, Draymond, and Clutch Sports thing. See, now he got to be corporate. Should we even talk about that on the show? Do people want to talk about that? It's like, Gil, that's what everybody been talking about all weekend was Draymond and Kenyon Martin. What you mean, should we talk about it on too? You know damn well you're going to talk about it. But he had no choice because he was in a rock and a hard place. So he ain't had no choice, but his Clutch Sports connection is at risk if they say the wrong thing. LeBron gonna be, why y'all got him going at Draymond like that? So he's like, no, I defended Draymond. So now he gotta stay back. That's why he sat back and let Swaggy P do all the talk. He just sat quiet because he don't want to be seen doing nothing about that. And now, all of a sudden, here, Kenyon Martin is basically holding court. And Gil want to try to implement himself in there to try to defend LeBron because of how embarrassing it was to see him hunt for 10 points and stat pad and embarrass all of the fans that try to defend him. This man cared about a 10-point streak, didn't care about his team, laughing with the doggone opposition, trying to show how much he's not with the team and that Luka don't really deal with him. And I seen that when he wasn't even playing. They wouldn't even pass the ball to Bronny. And it was like, for what? I don't even know why y'all put him in the game, coach. He'll be standing in the corner wide open and they will shoot triple coverage. And I was showing people that on the tape. I was like, look, they will not give Bronny the ball. Luka don't want to give him that ball. They don't even want him on the court. And I made the video and I showed y'all, I said, look, when he said Bronny the game is too fast for Bronny. That pissed LeBron off. And he don't speak English. So he don't know that's a bad thing to say. But when he's saying the game's a little too fast, he's learning it, but this is a little too fast. What he's trying to say is a different world for him. It kind of goes fast. And like he's trying to say the game too fast for Bronny. I just translated it. You know, and he's trying to say English is not his first language, so he don't know what's bad to say and what's not to say. He's thinking like, I didn't say nothing bad. So I'm just saying the game is a little fast. He's learning it. What's that? That's a bad thing. They was like, yeah, you can't say that. You know, that might hurt his feelings. You know, so Luka don't know what he was saying. So they went and cut that out the damn interview when it was posted. So the media definitely told us what happened. And have you been seeing it? See, they love to call me the liar, but then all of it come true. The same people that told y'all that they were going to send Bronny to the G League. And, man, y'all lied, talking about I lied, and what happened? They sent his ass to the G League, and he was playing on the date I said he was going to play. I told y'all Bronny cried. Yeah. Dog, the media can't put things on because they have NBA, you know, things that keep them under the umbrella of the NBA. They don't want to lose the NBA media credential. I know better than to even apply for NBA media credentials. I'm not gonna get it. I'm public enemy number one. Oh yeah, he cried. I did the video and they tried to call me a liar. Right before they announced he was going, everybody said I was lying, KB. And I told them in advance. I did a live stream, told them as soon as I got the news, I was coming back from Wisconsin. I'm driving back from Wisconsin. I'm giving them the news as it's going down. He cried. JJ took him in the room, told him, and after the game, he cried. He had a bad game that night. He told him before the game that they were going to sit him down, and Brian was coming up. Like his father was coming up. He was going down. So, and they was like, don't worry, we're going to call you back up. And then after the game, he cried. He could have cried because he played terrible. They played Utah, I think, that night. But after the road trip, he was going. Then when he played against Milwaukee and started the next game, you know, I guess that was the stop because he cried. They made him starter in Milwaukee the next game. And then everybody, I thought you said he was going to the G League. I'm like, after the road trip, fool. They ain't finna send him home now by himself. When they get back as the team, he going to the G League. I was like, relax. He gonna play against Golden State on the 21st. He gonna be in the G League. That's 100%. And sure enough, it came true. Everything that these dudes that told me has came up factual. So I know Lucas said those exact words about Bronny. And I could tell LeBron is pissed about it. LeBron's been pouting. He's been against the team. He wouldn't help Luka up. He didn't even help him in the fight. He wouldn't even grab him. He wouldn't even jump in there and do nothing. He don't care what happens with Luka. And Luka don't care about LeBron. He don't do nothing with LeBron. He don't deal with him at all. This is Luka's team. He's unhappy with it. And he's pouting. He was in the game because he wanted to get his 10 points. And they not giving him the ball. And when he get the ball, he ain't doing nothing with it. So it was like, look, we gave him the ball. The ball ain't doing nothing with it. Yeah, see, they don't send you notifications, KB. You go looking at that Casino for Life. Go look at the live back streams. You'll see those titles and what's going on over there. And you'll see they've been keeping everything from you. But let's take a look at this.
Now when he has the word, now when he outplays them, now he's there to talk. And like I said, I don't agree with the answer. Did you hear what I said when I was making my statement about the answer? I was talking Brooks was the front one. Did you hear my statement when I said about the answer? I mean, everybody's saying he was the front runner. Did you hear me when I said all the antics and all that shit? I can do it out. Did you hear me say that? What is competing? I'm talking about competing. Between the 94-50, nigga.
I'm gonna make you work for it. I'm gonna make you work for it.
Everybody competes. Hey, you two gentlemen that play football. Competes. Did you? Your most competitive games. There's some games where you didn't have a deflection or but you went out to compete, right? Gerald, was there a game where you didn't have a tackle or a sack, but your competitive drive was up to this motherfucker?
They ain't let you get nothing that night.
You went out
ain't
there,
let you get nothing.
Nigga might have had 150 yards.
2 touchdowns on you.
But you went out there to compete, though, right?
You can look at
That's the point he was trying to make. See, they tried to make. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know that, KB. I know. He's saying anything a real player would be saying. Have you noticed all the real players are in agreement with Kenyon Martin because he doesn't have an agenda. He ain't got Clutch Sports on his back. He ain't got these people on the payroll holding him back. See, Gil got all this on his back, so he gotta squirrel up. He know what Kenyon Martin is saying. Kenyon Martin said, dude, the antic thing, I don't care about. I don't care about that antics. It's the fact that 94.50, that was the attitude on the court, was 94 feet. We used to have to do slides 94 feet. We weren't even in a league. This is a 5-on-5 tournament. We're doing 5-on-5 tournaments to thinking 94 feet. As soon as they inbound the ball, I'm right there. Slide with them. I'm picking up everybody else's assignments. I'm switching off. I'm showing the younger dude, they were younger than me. And they way back there they way back at the half court line. What you back there for? They got to come up here. Then I'm going to go pick them up. What are you waiting there for? I'm like, man, I was picking these dudes up 94 feet. That was the attitude. I said, y'all want to get back in this game, we're going to have to start picking them up 94 feet. Y'all making them way too comfortable. And y'all older than me. I mean, younger than me. That don't make no sense. I'm like, I was 34, and they're tearing their ass up. I was like, man, look, I was supposed to be coming off the bench, helping y'all out. Now I got to get in the game. This is ridiculous. He's talking about some what's Cino talking about, Kwame Brown. Yeah, I'm talking about basketball. See, what they would do and what the younger folks don't do. When I was 34, I could see it. That generation was all doomed anyway. They don't slide with an opponent at all. They don't try to bump, hedge anybody. They don't stunt. They don't do anything no more to help out on defense. They just run up and do a pick and roll. That's it. That's all they know. Oh, yeah, man, I passed out. I only had like 4 hours sleep yesterday, so I was gone. That's Roe fault for making us wait 30 years. But what Kenyon Martin is saying, though, is it's about the fact of competing. Okay? It ain't about the points and nothing, the antics and all that. It ain't about that. Does that man compete 94.50? $94.50. If anybody, you mean no restraining order Gil got on me, that'd be about the only restraining order I get. It's going to be a restraining order if I get close enough to him.
Change shit. I don't have no. No, I'm saying like you're praising him for competing and celebrate when he's winning, but when he get his ass busted, I ain't talking about celebrate or not celebrate. I'm talking about
when you get your ass busted,
the ball
you still
you go out and play hard each and every possession.
Like Dylan Brooks to just be.
And what I've seen of Dylan Brooks, when the ball goes up,
it don't matter.
Houston,
anywhere he at, Oregon too.
Oregon he plays hard. He's going to compete. What is that? Nigga, that's what the question was. What does that mean? So it's a skill set.
Playing hard.
LeBron.
Everybody who guarded me was playing hard. I averaged 29. Everybody who's playing Luka plays hard. Again, it's about everybody who's.
He's missing the point.
Luka plays hard. How much is Luka average?
We're talking about competition, bro. We're talking about.
This is what he's talking about. Even McCants is trying to tell him, Look, dog, we talking about the actual art of competing. That's what we saying. Nobody ain't saying like, oh, what you saying when I average 29 and all that? It's like, dog, we talking about competing. He's saying going back in his college days in Oregon, he was the same way. Everywhere he went, defenses reacted to it. I averaged 29, but you're not, so not a winning or productive 29. What Rashad McCants is trying to let him know was very simple here. Rashad McCants is trying to let him know, like, man, look, I'm with Kenyon. We both trying to tell you the same thing. He ain't as excited about it as Kenyon.
Competition.
Ooh, I don't know what
We're talking about competition.
You didn't compete on the other side of the ball.
I'm confused on.
So you gave up 29. Listen, you scored 29. Let me ask you a question. How many did you give up? Let me ask you.
There you go. See? How much did you give up? See? Kenyon Martin saw that video I did. Dog, my video is probably at almost 200,000 views. Bigger than they show. That's telling the whole world what Gil was, and we showed them stats at the end. And he probably saw it on KB channel. When KB went through it and was pointing it out, I guarantee you Kenyon Martin saw that. And he saw that Gil game he talking about, he had 30-something in game 2, and he didn't give up 34 to Kurt Heinrich in the same game. How many did you give up? Keyword.
How many did you give up? Hold on. You didn't compete on both sides of the ball, so you can't have this conversation with me. So when
that's where it got to the point where Gil is embarrassed. And he want to say something to Kenyon, but he's scared. He a whole hoe out here. Yeah. Kwame, I looked to see where that video went #1 at on the charts. I said, how is this video #1? Like, how did it start taking off? I started looking at the numbers because everybody was like, oh, that ain't real. That's fake. That's fake numbers. I'm like, no, it ain't fake. Because I don't fake nothing. So I'm like, I don't have a need to fake anything. So when I saw it was #1 and start taking off in the Philippines. I said, the Philippines, but all they do is play basketball in the Philippines. They be playing barefooted. So when I saw that, I said, oh, okay, it's taking off in the Philippines. And they all on Google, they everywhere. And I mean, it took a life of its own in the Philippines. But you know why? It's because Gil and them, they get all these third-rate sites to send it everywhere in the Philippines. Probably pick it up, and they know Gil over there. Like, oh, Gil, they probably think Gil still play over there. The way they do it. So if I said something about Gil and they saw that over there, or Gil and Kwame, that thing started taking up in the Philippines. I mean, took off like a rocket. Because they love basketball. They didn't box. Boxing is like the second biggest sport over there. But basketball is like #1. They know basketball and Manny Pacquiao. That's it. So when it took off when it hit the Philippines. That thing took a life of its own. And that's how the video got to 100,000. I said, oh my goodness, I think the United States came in second and third. So nobody in the States really care about no Gil.
Play one side of the ball. I don't want to talk to you.
You gotta compete. We talking about competition.
Play defense, no offense. I want to talk to you. So Dylan plays defense, no offense. So you just praise. So what is the difference? You just said it. Which way is now? So the nigga averaging 22 now. Is he offense and defensive player or not? We're talking about the person that's playing right now. I hear you. So you didn't play both sides of the ball, so you can't talk to me.
Once he reiterated that, you didn't play both sides of the ball, so you can't talk to me. We don't play both sides of the ball, so you can't talk to me. Damn. That's some powerful statement right there. That's a powerful statement. You didn't play both sides of the ball, so you can't talk to me. Gil didn't like that.
So defense make you.
Wait, you can't talk. You want to talk about offense? We talk about offense. We talking about the totality of the game. Then we can talk.
Offense.
You didn't play defense, so you can't talk to me about playing both sides of the ball.
Offense.
That's a different conversation. No, it ain't. We're talking about competing, bro. If you listen to my
See, Gil don't listen to nobody. He just wait for his turn to talk. That is the conversation. Even in text messages, he don't listen. He just wait for his turn to talk. He'll be, what's the topic again? Dude, you arguing about for 30 minutes straight about a topic you don't even remember. You don't even know what you arguing no more. That's him. That's a whole different conversation. No, it's the same conversation, which was about competing. They talking about Dylan Brooks. He talking about competing and what he doing on the court. It's the same conversation. He just forgot his place in the damn conversation because he trying to hold a line of an agenda.
Instead of just I hear you talking.
You saying
niggas compete on both
We
sides
talk
of the ball.
about Dylan Brooks
Yes, I did, nigga. I did compete on both. Hold on. I did. You won. Compete on both sides of the ball, dog. Part of my statement was when I originally said the nigga competes on both sides of the ball every time.
Every night, every time he plays, he competes.
But every time, that's what the fuck
We're not talking about everybody else.
We're talking about Dylan Brooks. And I said if more niggas took that approach,
it would be a better product.
When I said when more niggas took that approach, you balled your face up.
So if more people.
So therefore.
He like a kid that got schooled by his teacher, got scolded by the teacher. See that look on his face? You see that look on his face? He mad because now he done got embarrassed. And now they all scared up there in the underdog. Them underdog people scared. They were scared for Gills. It's Kenyon's arena.
If more niggas competing on playing both sides of the ball, like Dylan Brooks, Anthony Edwards, most fucking other guys took that same approach, the league would be a much better product, nigga. Like, so you didn't play both sides of the ball, so you can't talk to me about that.
Everybody.
That's the third time he didn't say it.
In the NBA, be like Dylan Brooks.
So.
Swaggy know how to throw his 2 cents in. Everybody in the NBA, be like Dylan Brooks.
On that note.
That's what he looked like when he really mad, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he looked like when he's really mad. To whoever that is in the chat, who might be Gil. Oh, it ain't about getting paid. See, everything ain't about money. Everything is about a point. And pretty soon, once you get to a point, it makes sense. You see, that's what he really looks like when he's upset. You see that look? That's the look of a man who's upset. And he's upset because he just got embarrassed on his own show. I thought it was his show, but it's actually Kenyon's arena. He's embarrassed on his own show, and everybody on the Philippines can see it. Oh, well. Happens to the best of them, don't it? Well, Oh, yeah. Well, they put themselves in that situation, you know. Sometimes you get a little too big for your britches, and these things just happen. But this is what, when you running a stick and you running false propaganda, people will see it. It's eventual. Eventually, it is going to happen. Now, let's look at the analytics. Remember that video I did that got like 100,000 views? Let me show y'all the analytics. In case y'all thought I was lying. That video got over 100,000, 133,000 views. 16K unique viewership. 33K impressions, right? Show you we don't fake nothing, right? Look at this. What did it say? Google. Carcino for life. Right? Going to the engagement factor. Audience. New viewers, casual viewers. Subscribers. Philippines, Dominican Republic, South Africa, United States, Mexico. This thing went all around the globe. Ain't no Bangladesh, ain't none of that trash. So that was all the lies they told. He's like, Kenyon took the show, Clutch took his house, and somebody probably got Melly. Probably. She probably planning another trip right now. But the focus is the show, not him. And what you learn from the show is that he misses the point. And the point of the show was very simple. Either you find a way to navigate and make the show great, or you're going to fall victim like everyone else. Either you're going to talk real on this show and talk it and make it about basketball, and it could be a really good show. But if you're going to sit there and be a peon for LeBron James and try to make excuses for him and what he did, hunting for 10 points, as if that's even a record, nobody even thought about that record at all because it wasn't even a record. It's not even a thing. It's like saying who scores the most points on December the 3rd in NBA history. You know, it's like that's not even a record. It's like these are called LeBron stats. They didn't bring this garbage up until LeBron was playing. Like we got to go to stats to try to legitimize a player that's not on the same level as everyone else. And it doesn't help LeBron. It actually hurts him because now it makes the people that watch the game despise him even more. They're like, man, this is pathetic. But his psyche, he thinks he really needs this 10-point thing. In his mind, oh, I got to get to the 10. What is the hell is 10? When we start saying, look, can we play the 10? Let's play the 10. In a whole game. I just hope I get 10. You know, Michael Jordan could have had that when Phil sat him down when he had 9. When his knee was flared up. If he cared about getting 10, he'd have been back in the game. But the coach sat him down, and he ain't challenged the coach or nothing. They talked about it after that, and he got on the bus. Like, hey, you don't think I can play no more? Then after that, he went and got his knee drained, and he scored 40 in 2 consecutive games. So they were like, that's when his streak got broke. Mike, like it's a streak for 10? Jesus Christ. This is what's wrong with the game. This is a part of what's wrong with the game that they're trying to get away from. Same thing Michael was talking about. Same thing Kenyon was talking about. Actual competing on the court. And I'm glad NBC is putting that on display. Whenever LeBron play, we going to show you. You got to be a dog out there. You're going to have to compete. Because everybody out here competing. You saw the Boston Celtics-Knicks game. You saw Boston competing. Everybody got it too damn easy. And they just waiting for letting stuff happen. Rather than go out there and compete. These other guys, they happy to be in the league. They had a white guy on Boston, that Gonzalez or whatever, and that number 28. Every time the ball was shot, that dude crashed the boards. I haven't seen that in years. Every shot, he's crashing the boards. That's how they got so many offensive rebounds. Because they lazy. They waiting for the ball to come to them. Knicks ain't used to that. They was like, man, what's this guy doing? He's crashing the boards. Shot went up. Get to the boards. That dude was playing like ice was on his damn back. Like shoot, Donald Trump then waiting at the damn door if he don't get a certain amount of rebound. That's what you talking about. The hunger to play the game. I was like, shoot, everybody sitting there relaxed. He showed you exactly what it was about. So it just shows you the psyche of a player, two different type of players. Kenyon Martin was both sides of the ball. Gills was only one side of the ball. So his mentality is not thinking on the other side of playing defense, shutting people down. Why do you think he never talks about defense? He talks about points. That's what he talks about, points. He never talks about, now we had to go in there, we had to trap, so we had to come up with a defensive scheme to shut this player down. So I had to guard him. I had to get this. I'm watching what they doing. I'm just not watching the way he move, pivot when he move his hip. He does this little stutter before he brings it off. He do a high cross. And when he does the high cross, it's not real good doing it from his left. Defensive players know, they study, they see habits. They see habits of certain people. They know what they're not comfortable at. And said, I'm going to make him do what he's not comfortable. I'm going to force him because I'm going to take away what he want to do and make him do what he don't want to do or he's not comfortable with doing. That's what a defensive player and a great defensive player does. He knows what people wants to do, and he makes them very uncomfortable in that setting. I love to see defense in the game more than the offense. I don't know why they think offense was the way to go, but for betting purposes, this is the avenue. We need more scoring. We need more. And it's in all sports. In hockey, couldn't nobody score number one damn goal. 2 goals a game. That was a good game. I ain't never heard nobody complain about hockey. We need more scoring. Game ain't boring, man. They'll watch a 1-0 game and be like, this is the greatest game ever. Man, it was so many shots on goal, man. I thought one was going to go. When one goal go in, man, they go nuts. Man, goalie had a scoreless streak going for like 5-6 games. Like, man, we got to keep this streak going. Eddie Belfour, all these guys, now that stuff is over. Games be like 7-13 in hockey. You be like, 13 goals in hockey? The hell going on over there? Because that's what they promote, scoring in every league. And today is the day. I'm going to take a trip and I'm going to the facility that makes the magnet ball. That's happening today. So we're going to see what happens. But anyway, get ready to go to Casino for Life. We got a legendary video coming up in about 2-3 minutes. So hopefully you get a notification. If not, check back over there. I'm out.